And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The moment you've all been waiting for. $1,300 in prizes, of course, at the Wide League Championship today. So we have finals. It is I, Big Slim World, and of course, Justin Tang, the leader of the Tang Gang. And we're here to show you another finals. Of course, we know Magic Man, Magic 45, has the reign team, Baskia Legion. Let's see if we can reign supreme. Now, going in the opposing corner is another rain team, and of course it's just a different version, but this time a little bit of magic with some genies. So we do have Tornadoes, Landorus Therian, of course, Goldango, Urshifu Rapid Strike with safety goggles, Amoonguss with the Rocky Helmet, and Chen Pao versus, of course, like we said before, Magic with the Pelipper with the Damp Rock, the bulkiest Pelipper in all of the land, Basket Legion, Fluttermane, Amoonguss, Chen Pao, and Urshifu with the Choice Band. So looking at the matchup, Justin, how do you think this is gonna go? Because it's very two different takes in very, very different spectrums. To be honest with you.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a really interesting game. I feel like the priority tailwind for Tornadoes is going to be really huge here, just because Magic here has the Pelipper, which also has tailwind, but it's a lot slower than Tornadoes. So the speed advantage, I think, is mostly going to be on our main side here. And I think the Goldango here is actually really interesting, just because you resist the Fluttermane, you resist the Pelipper, you also Terra Water. You only have to really worry about, which where Magic comes in, the Shifu. The Terra Dark Shifu actually hits really hard. The only resist that this team has is his own Urshifu Water. But I really can see, like we can see here, he actually has Urshifu here selected, and that Terra Dark Urshifu is going to really select Havoc here, and we're going to see how this goes.
Absolutely. And we are already, our gamers have picked their mons for this lead here as we transition into here at the Wide League Championships. We have Magic versus Arima, and let's see who comes out on top as these leads come out here. It's going to be very interesting to see. It is the Urshifu and Tornado, so opting for immediate pressure with that, of course, priority tailwind, and of course we do know to have Rain Dance. So this is going to be very interesting, and of course we do see what nice. The two fighting pandas are going against each other. The dark versus the water, and of course Chen Pao just kind of mixed right in there. So very interesting. You did say Urshifu does hit hard. We're going to find out right now, but I mean, Tornadoes can do a little bit of things. Of course, with that Breakwind Storm is a thing that is a new, of course, occurrence here. So what do you think is going to happen in this turn?
I can really see we can opt for a tailwind here on Tornadoes. I feel is really safe, just so you make sure you're outspeeding things like that Chen Pao, and we see Magic here is making that safe swap to Amoonguss because you are still a Dark type. You're gonna get hit by that close combat, and that's not really ideal. And Urshifu is really interested here. You either target that slot and get Rocket Helmet Chip, or you predict it and you target the Chen Pao. And it looks like here we're opting for probably the Terra Water on the Urshifu right here.
We're going to find out. So it's going to be potentially a really good Terra here. Just opting for a lot of damage. And of course, Chen Pao can't protect. So hopefully you just try to get more bang out of your buck here. As we do know, Tornadoes can potentially just go for this immediate tailwind here. Is what we do immediately see. So, of course, we do have, of course, the speed just coming in immediately. And yeah, with the Terra Water, I don't see how it lives. Oh, it goes into the Amoonguss. Huge, and going to take actually a lot from this Rocky Helmet. This is one of the better things here, and you got to give it to him because you're getting a free turn out of Chen Pao, which I thought was pretty much, it was gone. And there was no way around it.
Dead Tornadoes right here, as we saw Magic here selected Ice Spinner here into that Tornado slot, and this is a really good. Oh, Ice Crash, of course. Yeah, this is a really good lead. And I mean, with turn one, and of course they're actually
that lives it naturally. Amazing. Wow. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what EV training can do for you. This is what EV training can do for you. Amazingly living that naturally and be able to get the Citrus Berry. Yeah, this is huge because now you potentially get another move here. You get a taunt. There's a lot you can do here. You do have to be wary of the Sucker Punch, so you could potentially just do something else, like potentially a swap. Urshifu did take a lot of damage from that recoil. We do see the taunt come out, so we're not going to have any more problems from this thing. And, I mean, this is potentially just going to be another Surging Strikes, though, and tried to go for the Sucker Punch, but didn't get it here. Really unfortunate.
Chen Pao this turn, and this is probably a dead Chen Pao. We're very close, looks like.
It's going to be close, but I think it might be able to 2. Oh, yeah, definitely picks it up this time. And 3.
Honestly, that Tornadoes living was really, really bad.
That's huge. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Really huge.
I don't think any of us really expected it. So, I mean, listen, if you know your numbers, you could be faithfully just like, yeah, I'm gonna be okay, but it's something that it's a rare occurrence. It's a rare occurrence, and Amoonguss does go for the Pollen Puff, knowing that I'm potentially gonna get taunted here. And now, I mean, but the problem is, you're still kind of in a really tough spot because Tailwind's still up and Urshifu's kind of just doing Urshifu things, to be honest with you.
The bright side is that this Urshifu has Sucker Punch, and that Urshifu, the water one, no one resists it. So we can see a Sucker on either the Tornadus or Urshifu here, and it looks like we're opting for that Tornadus slot. And
Yeah.
yep,
Not
getting
too
rid of
surprising
Tornadus,
there.
which is pretty
Just
good.
because, yeah, you don't want Tailwind to come back later on, so you might as well
Yep.
try to get rid of it right now while you can.
And
And of
getting
course,
rid of-
combat does. Whew,
Ooh, so this is a big trade here. So it looks like Amoonguss will be able to get rid of the Pose and Urshifu, and now we have a 2v2. The only problem is that Amoonguss is still taunted and Tailwind's still up. So it really
Absolutely.
depends on what these back two mons are, but things have gotten pretty interesting here.
yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see because I mean, there is, of course, you could have Landorus, you could have Goldango, you could have Chen Pao. There's a lot of different options here, and it is a Flutter Mane in the back, so it's key to find out which. Oh, Chen Pao. Okay, then this is a pretty nice spot to be in, of course, because Chen Pao and it's
The
my
ban
goodness.
Landorus is
If-
choice man, by the way. It's gonna do a lot of damage.
Oh,
But the
yeah.
Tailwind's still up. Amoonguss still taunted. It's not looking amazing.
This is gonna be pretty tough now, because I mean, the one good thing is you are a booster, so you do have Protect, but how
But Amoonguss
long
can't
can
protect
you?
as well. And it
Oh
can-
yeah, absolutely. No matter what, Amoonguss unfortunately will not be able to get through this turn. Now the question is, what is Landorus going to lock himself into? That's more of what I'm thinking here. I mean, you could potentially just go for Rock Slide, or just Stomping Tantrum is really safe. You hit everything and it stabs. So I
Yeah.
think there's nothing really stopping you from doing that here. And it just takes too many turns for Fluttermane to potentially bring this back, and that's the issue here.
Yeah, what's really interesting that this Landorus is choice band, but it's Terra Water. Often Landorus are either Terra Water with AV or Terra Flying, but this one is just fully just defensive in a sense, but it has that offense with Earthquake and Stomping Tantrum still with the Terra Water, which I really like.
Wait, hold on. We see a Protect. Don't tell me this is going to be EQ.
I think it might be EQ.
Hey, you know what?
click
Choosing
EQ.
opting
Yeah.
saying, you know what? I'm going to just clear the field each turn by clicking Earthquake, and you know what? I respect it. I respect
Honestly,
it. I
yeah,
mean,
I think this was a pretty well-grounded play just because that with the choice band and Sword of Ruin, Amoonguss can't protect. You're killing Amoonguss, you're killing the Fluttermane from his protect, and this turn, Fluttermane cannot kill both here. Fluttermane is
Yeah,
forced to click the
absolutely.
Dazzling Gleam. And
trying to get
yeah.
the double there just to see if you can potentially just like but unfortunately not able to go. And Lando's gonna absolutely just clean house here. Just oh my goodness
That's
gracious!
So how fast that bar dropped?
Woo! There
Yeah,
was no chance at all. And once again, one of the kings of VGC, Lander, is showing just how strong, with that choice band, Earthquake, man.
Yeah,
The genies
that
or
was really
something.
That was a really safe play because you have
Yeah.
your Sash and the Chen Pao still, and of course you have your own
Mhm.
Protect. And like I said earlier, Amoonguss has no Protect, and it would have been an
Yep.
easy just 2-hit KO or 1-hit KO, anything like that. It's really free. And that's what I meant by the Tailwind. The speed advantage is really important here. And Magic here only having Pelipper for Tailwind is really bad versus that Pose and Tornadus.
Absolutely. So we already seen now how this game one can go. The question is, how do you make an adaptation to that? Because that immediate priority Tailwind with Urshifu is so strong. And here's the thing, we didn't even see another version of that where you can just lay double Genie and just Tailwind Earthquake spam. Like,
Right.
so how do you I don't know how you necessarily adjust to immediate Tailwind and damage of that nature. Do you think there's anything that can counteract that?
It's a little tricky. I mean, one thing he could opt for is leading with his own Tailwind, but the issue with that is that Tornadus carries Taunt, and you're also boosting the Rain on his Urshifu, and you're making the Bleak Wind Streams 100% accurate. So, in a sense,
Yeah.
Pelipper doesn't even look that amazing here either. You do have the Wide
Yeah.
Guard to block that, but you're not protecting yourself versus Urshifu and, of course, the rest of his teammates. But I think Pelipper is still an okay thing to bring just because of Wide Guard support and things like that as well, because Wide Guard means you can't get hit by Lando, but again, like I said, you still get taunted, and like, what's the point? So honestly, I'm not so sure what I would do for adjustment here, just because we saw that the Chen Pao doesn't even kill.
As we transition, of course, to this next game 2 with the leads. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
As soon as we say it, and what an interesting adjustment here. Bringing the Basket Legion, opting like, you know what? I will meet your offense with my offense instead. So, very interesting because Basket Legion can absolutely nuke Landorus, but it is that Terra Water. So that makes things a
Right.
little bit more interesting here. So how do you think this turn one's going to go? Because this is pretty interesting.
It is really interesting because a taunt is really free to Pelipper to stop the person opposing Tailwind, which I think is probably the safest play, so Basilisk can't get out of hand. And Landorus is probably going to do the Terra Water here. So what I think what could happen is doubling up on that Tornadus is probably okay. Send up the Tailwind's also right. I actually, Tailwind Wave Crash is probably safe because you kill the Tornadus and you potentially get the Tailwind up. Because even while intimidated, I'm pretty sure Wave Crash Life Orb will get rid of the Tornadus there.
There it is. The Terra Water Landorus,
yeah.
of course, with the choice band. So opting just like, you know what? Whatever you want to hit me with, I know I can out damage you here. Even though the rain is up, we do see a just a absolute wave crash going to. Oh wait, no Tailwind and ate it, and it has Citrus Berry, so it's definitely gonna heal back up. I'm actually surprised there was no immediate Tailwind here.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that
There's the really quick. This is an absolute KO here because next turn he just.
Yeah, Basilisk can be -1 makes a lot of widening cut Tornadus, but that's still, boosted by the rain. Wave Crash is stab damage.
Oh, opting for Rock Slide to pick up. Oh, but
yeah.
Of course Rock Slide does do Rock Slide things sometimes, unfortunately.
Bright side is Tailwind's up here, and if Magic has Urshifu in the back, he can really punish Landorus with a Wicked Blow, which I think we're going to see right here.
Absolutely. And I will say, this turn could have ended up really bad if Rock Slide had connected, because that would have been pretty much said and done there, because it was looking mighty rough. But luckily, when there's a will, there's a way, and we always trust sometimes in RNG.
Opting for the Hydro Pump on the Tornadus, which I think after seeing the Wave Crash damage, you wouldn't think Hurricane would pick it up. So hopefully Magic lands this as well.
And we do see the Terra come out here, Wicked Blow, ready to kind of do a lot of damage. It's giving King Gambit. We were seeing that a lot. Just something that does a heavy amount of damage.
Man.
Dark Stab.
This is no King Gambit. This is creating for Protect.
This is true. This is true. Oh my goodness! And here it is, the Terra, of course, Wicked Blow, and absolutely one tap, one punch man for the win. That's goodness. I don't think there's anything in the format that can really take that. My goodness.
That drops like every Flutter Main. Nothing's really taking that really well, and Hydro Pump does land. That's a dead Tornadus, and Magic suddenly has come back, sort of. Assuming Urshifu is in the back, it's going to come down to targeting, of course, that Urshifu and whatever else in the back. But Terra Dark Urshifu is still alive, and Terra's already been burnt. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, so the rain is up, and Chen Pao. Chen Pao's only helping both these Urshifus, just absolutely ready to annihilate something. So we're going to see if good old Saitama, the Dark Urshifu, can one-punch through the rest of this team. I'm not sure. But the thing is, Pelipper is actually still kind of a threat. We all know how tanky it is, and Hurricanes are 100%. So can kind of just get off damage here and there, and there's still a whole other Pokemon in the back, which if you're Arima, you have to kind of worry about and try to make sure you don't potentially lose your win con here, and you have to identify what that is really quickly.
So Iso Crash going to the Pelipper here. Pelipper sadly goes down. If Urshifu can outspeed the opposing Urshifu, this is going to be really huge here. As we see, Wicked Blow goes first.
Oh, that's huge.
It is a KO. This is huge.
It takes it.
That's not ideal.
Yeah, you just think with the Terra, with the close combat, able to pick up there, and what a turnaround. I mean, we were thinking, okay, once we find out which Urshifu goes first, you might be able to pick up a KO, but unfortunately, Dark Urshifu not able to get it done. It goes down to a close combat, and all of a sudden, the tables have turned marvelously.
And Chen Pao's in the back. Yeah, this is not looking great. The Landorus was just applying way too much pressure in the beginning, and Urshifu wasn't able to KO that opposing Urshifu. And you can't kill both mons here, and this is looking like it might just be GG.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, I think we may be able to crown a champion now, because it's just a bit too much. Sacred Sword does go into the Chen Pao, of course. It does proc the Sash, but not able to pick up. And as soon as this move goes in, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a champion.
Yep. Congrats to Armina and for Magic to making finals.
Absolutely.
This was a crazy damage, honestly, from opposing Urshifus. You have the rain, you have everything boosted, but that bulky Tornadus, like we saw the bulky Pelipper that Magic had earlier, but that Tornadus. I mean, honestly, you expect Pelipper to be like a little bit more bulky than Tornadus. Tornadus is usually opt for more, it has more special attack, more speed, but this one's like almost max defense bulk for clearly taking that Iso Crash really well, which is not something you see every day. So honestly, really impressive.
I'm a little in awe. I'm not gonna lie to you because I wanted to be a little bit more like hype, but it took such a swing because I was like, oh, okay, Lando goes down, and then I was like, okay, Urshifu comes in, and I'm like, I don't know how you're gonna beat this, but the fact Urshifu was able to tank it, and it's like, oh, that's how you do it. Like, I'm kind of in awe. I didn't expect it to tank it, so yeah, it's a little. I don't know. I guess my mind was already set. Like, yo, we're gonna see a game 3 because Urshifu's no way is gonna lose here, and it. Yeah,
the main thing that really decided was, well, of course, like Urshifu taking that wicked blow, because I mean, I'm not sure that like kills most ones, but like I really thought it would drop just because it's boosted by Terradork and Ban, and the opposing Shampoo was boosting your own wicked blow.
Exactly.
And that
I just really thought there was no way
any resisted hit for the most part from what I've seen. So taking that was actually fairly impressive. I know Urshifu has like alright bulk, so I'm not super surprised, but that was really Magic's only way to come back from that, and it was just really tough because dealing with the water, Urshifu takes advantage of your own rain, Tornades, it takes advantage of your rain, Intimidate with a Terra Water Lando. It was just really tough to kind of break through. So you're really relying hard on your wicked blow, and when that can't even kill like one of the biggest frats, then it's like, it's just really hard to come back from.
Yeah. So in the war of attrition of Urshifu versus Urshifu, one punch, unfortunately, you're down.
Yeah.
I don't know if World's gonna make a difference, or if we see some other online turns will make a difference. But right now, Urshifu surging is up. So I need the camp of one punch to kind of like respond. You have a couple hours. I need you to think of a team that can actually get that done. But either way, we do have to crown a champion. So Arima, congratulations, and Magic, of course, fantastic run. We got to see Magic versus Olsen. We got to see this match, and just really both great, fantastic teams, both utilizing their rain in different ways very well. And of course, the Genie difference is huge because Landorus was absolutely baller.
I think Intimidate was really, like, honestly, like, that game too, I mean, like I said, like, Rain boosted Basculation Wave Crash is no joke. Well, even though you're intimidated, you'd think a Tornado would still drop. I think the Terra was definitely needed in that case. If, like, we saw there was no turn 1 Tailwind. So if one thing that could have definitely changed the tides was if we saw the Terra and Basculation there, you get rid of Tornadoes, and all of a sudden you have the speed advantage. And that might have been pretty good because you're
that also lends actually to a thing because I think we glossed over it just a little bit too much, but the downplaying the fact that Rockslide did miss the Pelipper, that's actually a huge thing. So kind of a little bit of a big deal there because if Rockslide did hit, then Tailwind never goes up actually. So that's an important thing that we've been glossing over that I just thought about. I'm like, wait a minute, Pelipper almost didn't get a chance to even get Tailwind up, and that would have changed the entire game. So RNG does giveth, but it does take it away sometimes. So I mean, you never know. This was a really bulky Pelipper, but Terra, I mean, the Terra doesn't really matter, but the Lando with the band, we all know how hard Lando hits, so that potentially was a little bit of a chip that kind of like started the snowball effect there. But either way, that's neither here nor there because a champion is a champion regardless. We play through RNG because that's the game we play. And I mean, that's it for us. But Justin, it's been a pleasure to cast with you, my friend.
Yeah, man, this is fun. First time for everything. I'll make sure to steal some of the top 4 teams. But yeah, you know, I haven't really been in tournament plays, of course, with Worlds. This is like the best things we can have are like these kind of tournaments online, and it's really great to be a part of this as well. It's been really fun watching and casting, and yeah, thank you for having me on, and it was a pleasure casting with you as well.
Absolutely. So you guys heard it first. You guys, send your top 4 teams to Justin. He's going to need them for Worlds. So go ahead and go DM him. Send them, Tang Gang
DMs represent. Are open. Oh, yeah.
Exactly. You hit him up. And, he'll be back for casting because, he's doing a great job. He's your first time and he killed it. So great job, man. It's been a pleasure. And wide, of course, like Justin alluded to earlier, these tournaments, you're one of the pillars of the community, so we appreciate you guys putting it on. I know sometimes it got a little rough, got a little rocky, but we all have to be grateful and appreciative because you take time out of your life to just do these, so we appreciate you. And shout out to Community Gaming and everybody else that put up some money to sponsor this because the more the grassroots scene grows and there's a circuit that's able to survive outside of the actual circuit, the game only gets better. So shout out to y'all guys. So, I mean, for us, we're done.